Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
Well, we have to do kind of a weird follow-up here.
I know.
So we did a Savannah Guthrie episode in which we made fun of the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping narrative,
Right,
right?
right.
So we went and looked it up and we were like, okay, let's take a look at this. And we watched the ring cam footage and it was like,
The
this
guy,
dude.
he was wearing like oven mitts while he was trying to disable the camera.
He was wearing
Mittens.
like mitts that you would get for a 4-year-old to play outside in the snow.
Yeah,
And it's
totally.
like, those are nice and
Mittens.
padded.
They're padded mittens.
And I'm gonna go like disable this
Security camera
yeah.
with my mittens.
I'm gonna tinker with it.
With my padded mittens.
And then I'm gonna leave just a couple drops of blood on the front door.
Yeah.
And then I'm also gonna leave behind one glove.
Yeah.
That was just one glove left behind.
Yeah.
And then Savannah Guthrie came out and made a statement. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, that statement pertained to the kidnapping of her mother. So what we're wondering is, was that all just completely bullshit?
I don't know. It's so this is probably going to spin off into several spin-off episodes here because we were talking with your new best friend, ChatGPT,
He's contradicting
I
other AI.
which I don't want you
That's
to
weird.
be friends with. But
No, but there's contradicting AIs
yeah,
on this story.
totally. So he said that the whole story was unverifiable and it was combined with a historical story that her mother was kidnapped in the 70s.
Yeah.
Now that's weird. And then when we looked it up on Google, it said that she was kidnapped a few months ago and she's still missing. So, and then we went back to ChatGPT and he said that
I can see why you might
I
think
could see why you might think that.
Let me explain. Let me explain. I contradict my own self sometimes, but just do your own research. But it's like, well, dude, how am I supposed to do my own research?
Yeah.
Because when you do quote unquote research, you're getting contradictory information.
Well, you know what? That is a good point though to like not just rely on ChatGPT. You cannot just rely on ChatGPT to like do all the work for you,
No, that's
you
true.
know?
But why would there be this conflicting AI? Because I don't know who to believe now. So
Right.
you go to the other source and it says, oh yeah, no, Savannah Guthrie, she is in mourning over her
Her
mother
missing
who's been
mother.
kidnapped by a ski mask dude with mittens on.
Yeah. But
And she missed the Olympics, remember?
right.
That was like the big hubbub.
But we are really struggling with this whole thing with all of the newscasters because it seems like they lie.
Well, dude,
It seems like they lie and we catch them in lies a
yeah.
lot.
Well, who is that one dude who back in like the early 2000s, he lied and said that he got dropped into a war zone in like Afghanistan.
Oh,
What
yeah.
was that guy's name?
Was that Brian Williams?
Brian Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that him?
Yeah, and he comes out and he goes, it was the way that I remembered it, and it just seems so real to me. It's like, dude, you just got,
Like a story somebody told him.
oh my God.
He
You're like, yeah, we
lived
got,
through it. I lived through that story.
I was under the impression that I was living somebody else's reality. Yeah. And it's like, and then they kind of just left him be.
Was that Brian Williams or
Yes,
was it? Okay.
it was him. And he's
Now
such a
his
little,
now his daughter is like some like movie star or TV actress
oh,
or something.
nepotism, totally.
Yeah.
Because
Culture
that was
club.
him. He probably had to come out and do that. Satan was like, okay,
You're
we got to
gonna
reveal the method that you liars are just like totally full of shit.
Well, we know that they lied to us during the whole cooties thing and during the
Big time.
those people lives matter thing.
Those people
That's
lives
what
matter was such a
that's when I
lie.
felt the betrayal. Remember I told you Savannah Guthrie and Al Roker, I felt like betrayed because I used to watch them all the time and I saw them
That's
lying
right.
about that
That's
story
right.
and I was like, everything's a lie. But you just saw
Well, yeah, so this
a
guy comes out the
lie
other day,
like
and it's
last
another
week.
guy kind of like Brian Williams. It's like just like these dumpy little wimpy dudes who will do anything for fame. He comes out and he goes, oh no, no, no. Donald Trump called me after this third assassination attempt that failed. So when right after season 3 of Assassination Files, um I received a phone call from Donald Trump the next day asking me if I was okay.
Donald Trump called him to see if he was okay
Yeah.
after he was supposedly getting uh, almost
Yeah,
assassinated.
he was gonna have another, my leader's a clean bleeder moment
Right.
with my collar stays white,
But
and
he
I say
had
fight, fight, fight.
he had to call the newscasters to see if they were doing
I
okay
just wanted to check in and see what your thoughts were on the whole thing.
because he might have been like distraught over it.
So that's what so he comes out and he actually comes onto a news program and makes this assertion to the American people. However, it was probably, I mean, how many people do you think watch legacy media anymore? That was ABC News, and now we're talking about Nancy Guthrie or Savannah's on
NBC.
NBC. Those are legacy platforms.
I think so then didn't it like come to light that
Well,
he was
so
lying?
the guy comes out on the show and he says that, and then Trump makes a statement and he goes, "Why would I do that? I didn't call that
It
guy."
doesn't make any
He
sense.
goes, "I'm gonna after I get an assassination attempt." So Trump, first of all, is lying about it. In my opinion, he's lying about the assassination attempt.
Yeah.
But he's going, "Why would I, in my lie about that lie? That
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna keep my lie to myself.
My
I'm not gonna
lies,
include somebody else's
my
lie.
lies are still clean.
Yeah.
My collar's still clean." But your lie is dirty. Because and so he came out and said it, and so the guy got totally just like proven to be
A
whole
liar.
like a Brian Williams, just
Yeah.
like, oh well, it was the way I thought it was. I thought it
It was
happened
my reality.
because he
It
kind
was
of
my
said,
truth.
oh, remember that one lady who she's got like a cult following on YouTube, and she comes out and she goes, no, I'm on a parallel paradigm.
Oh yeah,
What was her?
she's some lady on Instagram
Yeah,
and she like
no,
it
she was on
says
YouTube too.
yeah,
She had quite a following.
she lives a different she didn't call it a
I'm
reality.
grounded. I'm
Yeah,
grounded in
in
a
a
different
different
paradigm or
yeah,
something.
yeah. She was
What was
like
it? That it? Was that
yeah,
it?
she was like grounded in a different reality. It was
I'm grounded in
bizarre.
a.
What a
So
weirdo.
these newscasters were perhaps a timeline.
Timeline. She was grounded in a different timeline.
I was.
So
That's what it
because
was.
she was talking about the
The
Trump
election.
election and how in her timeline
Yes,
he won or
he
he
lost.
lost. And so
Kamala won,
Kamala won
and
in
we're
her
all
time.
gonna. Our
Our
timelines are gonna
and
converge.
all of us that think that Trump won are just in the wrong timeline.
We're in the wrong
We're in a
timeline.
different timeline.
And
It's
she
not
would use the
correct.
word like this. She goes, "You're anchored in
In
the
it.
wrong timeline."
Yeah. It's like you're in a
I'm a
different
vegan.
reality, lady.
I'm a vegan, and you're anchored in the wrong timeline. And I think that's what these guys are saying.
Yeah.
These guys are like, you know what? I'm an anchor man.
So I can be anchored wherever I want to be. I'm kind of like a ship.
I
I
can
just
be.
throw my anchor down wherever I want.
At that time, I was anchored in a different timeline where Trump called me right after an assassination
He
attempt,
was really concerned about
and
me.
he asked me how I was doing.
God.
And so then Brian Williams, he comes out and goes, no, 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 we landed in a hot fire zone. We were taking fire.
Yeah.
One of the dudes right next to me got fucking killed, dude. Dude, I had to kick a couple of Iraqis' asses, like getting off the helicopter. And then they go, no, but that didn't happen. He goes, well, you know what? I thought that it was, and I was just anchored in a different timeline. So now, Savannah Guthrie kidnapping.
Nancy Guthrie.
Nancy Guthrie. Dude, I mean, these people have no bottom.
No.
Now, you might say, well, maybe ChatGPT is just full of shit.
Which Probably
She
is.
probably is. She's probably run by that country from
And
1948.
he's like totally spying on us.
Totally.
Yeah.
But they all are. I mean, Palantir, I mean, dude,
Yeah.
my car, whatever.
Chat at least ChatGPT does provide us with some assistance with
Oh,
like
yeah.
clerical things,
Totally.
technical problems.
Dude, he builds cool memes.
That's why you like him so much.
I do like him. And
Yeah.
he does. He helps me with some stuff. And technical stuff is cool because you can go back it up and go, oh yeah, that worked.
Hmm.
But now I don't know who to believe.
I know.
Because so when you go do a Google search, he references that's Wikipedia providing the answers that pop up.
Yeah.
So let's say that you just open up a browser and you just put in a query into the search bar.
Hmm.
The results are populated like an AI response. Did you see it just started writing a
Right.
paragraph?
Right.
That is Wikipedia.
Hmm.
So Wikipedia
And
is the
Wikipedia,
default, and we've talked about them.
yeah, Wikipedia, I mean, just like take the first like three letters, the first syllable, wick. It sounds wicked,
Ooh,
you
I never
know?
thought of that.
Yeah,
Wikipedia.
and
I
and
thought he was like playing off of WikiLeaks, like it was the Julian Assange thing was called
he,
WikiLeaks.
I thought he was playing off Wikipedia.
Might have been,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Okay. We
So
should look into that because there's probably something to that nomenclature.
yeah, I mean Wikipedia, I just always sounded wicked to me because I don't trust Wikipedia.
Wikidpedia.
Yeah, I don't trust Wikipedia. It will write things the way the mainstream wants it
It'd
to
be
come
like
out.
if when we were growing up, remember we would have a big, beautiful bookcase and it would have an encyclopedia set on it.
Yeah,
That was how we grew up.
yeah,
It'd be like if that could be like edited in real time by some
totally.
dude from that country from 1948,
Well, 1984.
1984, and like, ooh, 1948 is 1984 switched around.
Yeah, you just realize that?
That just did,
Yeah,
that's
Firefly.
weird. You knew that all along?
Yeah,
I just kind of tripped out on that.
that's why he titled it 1984. He switched because it was written in 1948.
We'll have to look that up because
I
I
think that's
don't.
true.
Oh, maybe,
Okay,
but that's interesting. That's an
somebody might
interesting
fact
thing.
check me, but I think that's true. I remember reading that
Well,
somewhere.
speaking of fact checks, then who do you believe? Do you believe the fat person from that country from 1948 over at Wikipedia, or do you believe the San Francisco-based ChatGPT?
Well, I don't believe any of the news people.
You can't.
So I think it's all fake. And I think they put these stories out there to divert our attention away from like something that they don't want us looking into. So there's probably,
Hmm.
first of all, I thought it was really like kind of suspicious that why was everybody so worked up? I mean, okay, if this really did happen, this woman's mom got kidnapped, that's sad. I feel bad for her.
Totally.
I'm a human being and I
Yeah.
have empathy. I mean, that's sad. But the whole country was like really like talking about this and worked up about it. It was like news headlines for days, even weeks. Like, why was everybody so interested
Hmm.
in this newscaster? She's a morning news person, and her mother is kidnapped. I mean, is that really that big of a deal news wise?
No, but you know what that makes me think of is they do predictive programming and they foist stuff on us that they want us to chew on.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people eat what they're fed by the media.
Yeah.
So they do become obsessed with stories like this because it's constantly being foisted on them. And
Right.
they think, oh, well, this is what I should focus on right now.
That's true. Yeah.
So maybe it just got foisted on everybody. But look at how you and I did a whole episode on this whole narrative of
Hmm.
the Mittens man, the blood, the kidnapping, Savannah Guthrie's statement, her missing the Olympics. So this could have all been just a big fugazi.
Yeah. Well, so why was it foisted on us though? That's my point too, is that why were they
Epstein things were coming out then.
yeah.
That might have been a distraction.
Hmm.
Well, dude, people might want to look into like we just took over Venezuela, we're going to take over Greenland, we're taking over Iran, we're doing all this at the bidding of Israel. People might want to look into that.
Right.
People might want to look into the fact that like Congress people come out and just kind of admit that APAC runs our Congress. So people might start looking into stuff like that.
Yeah.
And maybe what's happening is they're trying to control because what if people are like cows and they can just be herded.
Well,
I think they can be.
people are kind of like cows
People are like
or sheep.
cows and they're sheep.
They're
They just
sheep.
get herded and they just go, the media just goes, no, 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 you guys are getting too close to the truth over there. Come
Yeah.
sniff over here.
Yeah.
This is a
Here's
cave full of bullshit.
here's a little tidbit of something really interesting and exciting that you need to look at.
Ooh, and maybe you know how they're always studying mind control?
Oh yeah.
What if they finally realize, wow, kidnappings are really
Yeah,
captivating.
that could be like a trigger.
They know.
That could be totally something that like just like totally manipulates people.
So
Kidnapping.
ChatGPT is kind of putting forth this notion that what you're reading about Savannah Guthrie is this hybrid of historical fact with complete fabricated modern facts,
Like the
quote
Mandela
unquote.
effect.
The Mandela effect. So they're creating something that doesn't really exist in your memory. So that's what if the whole episode that we did on Savannah Guthrie is a Mandela effect? It doesn't exist. The only reason that I even know about it is because I just went back and listened to our episode, which
Right.
was hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because we had kind of like this framework with which we were working on, which was a set of facts that we
That
thought
we thought, yeah, and maybe so ChatGPT was saying that actually that lady got kidnapped in the 70s,
in the 70s,
which
Nancy Guthrie got.
which wasn't the story we heard.
No. And then if you go talk to Wikipedia, like if you go into a Google search like you did and just go, did Nancy Guthrie get kidnapped just what was it, a few months ago? Yes, yes, and she's still missing. Savannah's really bummed about it, missed the Olympics.
Yeah.
And that is, according to ChatGPT, that's not founded on any kind of corroborated testimony. There's nothing, it's just basically media narrative.
So what this is kind of telling us is that we can't always trust ChatGPT, but also isn't ChatGPT sort of like a Google search engine too?
I thought
You
that's what
know,
he was. I thought that's why
so
he's a good place to look stuff like that because he's supposed to be like an aggregator.
but he's telling us a completely different story. What he's telling us is that all of those stories about that case did not actually happen. That they weren't. Nothing could
That was
be.
what he said at first, but then we sent him the screenshot of your search results, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Well, let me clarify. This gives it context."
Yeah. Sometimes I make mistakes.
Exactly.
So it's like, wait a second. So I guess all those kids that are using Chat GPT to write their term papers better do some like homework and double check everything because
Didn't even realize that Abraham Lincoln was like in the Revolutionary War, according to ChatGPT.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you write a whole term paper and it's just all a bunch of erroneous stuff.
And the teacher reads it and goes, what? You're
Mm,
wrong.
or how about the kid goes, well, maybe you're wrong, teacher, and maybe
Yeah.
ChatGPT's
Maybe
right.
you're grounded in a different timeline.
You're grounded in a different timeline. That's all it is. You just haven't realized that. See, that was what that lady put forth too. Remember her whole notion was that we're all eventually going to get there. That Kamala actually won.
Yeah.
We just haven't gotten there yet.
We're just a little behind the timeline.
And I hear people say that a lot with the Awake movement too.
Yeah.
They'll say they're just not ready yet. And I think
That
there's some
is
element
true.
of truth
That
to
is
that.
true. Remember how I've told you, how I've said several times that, not everybody's ready to receive the message at the same time, and you just have to plant the seeds,
You got to
and
plant the
they
seeds.
will sprout at different times for different people. So,
Look at how it happened. I always like uncovering your red pill moment
mhm,
because it really kind of was like a 1-2 punch with those people lives matter
and
and
cooties.
cooties.
Hmm.
The lies all became like glaringly evident.
Yeah, and next thing you know, I'm living on on a flat Earth and not spinning.
And that's the white pill. Exactly.
It happened like that.
And all of that happened because you suddenly were just like, oh my God, it's a red pill moment. And I think that's the white pill for this episode is um, the when you realize that you have to question everything. That's what a red pill moment is.
Mhm.
When you go, oh my God, these people are lying to me. And then you start to see that everybody's pretty much lying.
So I think kind of our point with this episode is that we you cannot trust what the news people are telling you.
No.
mainstream news or alternative
Controlled opposition,
controlled
alternative
opposite.
media.
Yeah, you can't trust any of it. You have to like listen and watch and read with discernment and
Yes.
always question because um some of these people have been proven to be outright liars, and it's been proven. And many of the other ones, maybe it hasn't been proven yet, but we can assume that they're probably lying too,
And
you
they
know?
also are deceptive and they do, like we've said, truth, 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 lies.
Lies. And also, most of those people, and I'm starting to think a lot of the alternative people too, are all actors.
They're
You
actors.
know,
They're
those
putting on a show.
newscasters, yeah, they're reading from a script. They were all on the same script. Remember, we've seen the Operation Mockingbird,
Operation
how they're
Mockingbird.
all saying the exact same thing verbatim.
Don't take any creative
No,
license.
not even like a variation or a version of it, but literally like the same, like every network got the same script and handed them out to their all
And
their
didn't that
anchors.
kind of feel like the vein of Savannah Guthrie's statement in the wake of her quote unquote mother's kidnapping?
Yeah.
She made that statement, and what I noticed in our episode that we did previously was we were kind of pointing out how her statement didn't feel real.
Yeah.
Because you and I were saying, if somebody's really bummed about their mom, I'll feel the emotion in that. Because we can discern real emotion, and
Yeah.
she seemed like she was acting.
And it seemed a little weird that I don't know, just the appearances on the I guess I don't know, people could argue that because she's a public figure or whatever, but it seemed like if she was really that distraught, would she want to be like being filmed all the time, like talking
Mm,
about it? I
let me
don't know.
check in with my audience really quick and just
Yeah,
let you know I'm really bummed.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, that could be debatable, I guess, but our point is that we can't trust these people. We can't really trust what we're being told by any source,
We're
basically.
kept in the dark and fed a bunch of shit, which is
Yeah.
like treated like a mushroom.
So we have to do like our own research, and we have to discuss things because like I think with us, like we've kind of figured out that when you talk things over, you kind of like start figuring things out. We have epiphanies.
We have
And
epiphanies.
it's good to talk, like people like to
Well,
go to
yes.
therapists because they call it talk therapy actually.
Mm,
When you
yeah.
go because you talk about your problems, but I feel like when we talk about like the issues that are happening, um it's like we sort of work things out by talking through them,
We do. We
and
get to
we
the
figure
crux of the matter.
yeah, and we figure things out. We're like investigative journalists on
That's
the spot.
exactly. And look at how we had to become that during cooties. Like you've
Yeah,
even said you became almost like a
I
scientist
know,
during
like a
cooties
doctor.
because what the term that I always use is we read the tea leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Now that pertains to like divination that took place in like ancient cultures. They would
Mm-hmm.
read the tea leaves,
Yeah.
but you kind of have to do that these days because you're getting lied to. So you have to look at every news source as a lie,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to read it through the lens of translating it.
Right.
Because when they say something like "we were working with him,"
Yeah.
that
Uh,
means that
uh,
the CIA had him in some program with electrodes and data taking.
totally. They had him like in somewhere where they were like MK Ultra-ing that person.
Yes,
Because how come every time somebody is like involved, like there's a mass shooting or somebody gets killed or almost assassinated, the CIA and the FBI has always been working with that person,
that's
or
right.
they've been on their list. Like, how
We
come
were working with them.
why is it that they knew about this person and knew that they were on the list, but they never did anything about it? Like they never like
Yes.
arrested them or anything.
The other code that we recently decoded was rehab.
Oh yeah.
So like she went to rehab.
Rehab is
Brittany's
code.
gone to rehab. That means that she had to get calibrated because she was about to come out and spill the beans about the Culture Club.
Yeah.
That's so what you learn to do is you read the lies.
Mm-hmm.
You read the lies. That's what it is.
Oh, totally.
So you read the lies and you learn to decipher the lies and you discern the truth from the lies. And that's the skill that
Ye-
we've gained.
Yes, we've kind of we've kind of gotten that skill, haven't we?
like for this story,
Yeah.
my gut said, listen to my gut. That's what you have to do. That's the white pill. Listen to your gut.
Yep.
So my gut tells me
Intuition.
that Savannah Guthrie probably because some of the background information that ChatGPT did give me, which I do believe, is that legacy media is in free fall and there's a lot of panic going on.
Well, I think that is
That's
true.
probably true.
Did ChatGPT actually say that?
That was how he prefaced this response.
Really?
Yes. So he said the intrigue around those people is that there's a lot of personnel changes taking place, and a anchor in legacy media news becomes a brand, like Peter Jennings
Yeah.
or like Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
You know,
Dan Rather.
so they become a brand and they
Yeah.
become a trusted brand. But now all of the brands have lost their credibility.
Uh-huh.
So there's all of this backstage shuffling going on to try to get somebody out there that can get people to swallow their lies again.
Yeah.
And so I think that might be what's going on is you see legacy media in free fall, and in that milieu, Savannah Guthrie could have easily done this as a publicity stunt to drive clicks and maybe drive
Sympathy.
viewership.
Yeah.
So
Because
maybe people are going to tune in now.
because look at all the sympathy. Like all,
They got sympathy.
people were feeling so bad for her.
I didn't even know her name until just this whole thing came
And
out.
now she's that poor lady that her mom got
Her
kidnapped.
mom.
Sad.
And
There
she
was
comes out,
drops of blood on her
and
porch.
yeah. And that guy had mittens
Mittens.
on. He was scary. He had those puffy mittens. I'm gonna run for the
It
hills.
was sad.
That was sad. So, so I think what we kind of learned with this is my gut tells me Savannah Guthrie's probably an actress.
Mhm.
Her mom's kidnapping was probably played up, and they might have that might have actually happened back in the 70s. And they just kind of rewarmed it with some new ring cam footage and like a new narrative spin.
Well,
Could they have done that?
if anything supports that theory, it's the ring cam footage of the guy with the mittens.
Yeah.
Because I
Tinkering.
don't think any kidnapper that wanted to disable some security cameras would be wearing mittens.
There's another damning part of that evidence. That's a great point.
And
There's
it
another
wasn't
damning
even
part of
cold
the
there, I don't
well,
think.
okay, so remember the assailant allegedly left a mitten behind.
Yeah.
So
One of those mittens fell off.
wait a second. So he did remove the mittens at some point during the crime.
Yeah, but not while he actually should have.
Not while you're disabling a camera, which would probably take like dexterity and
Yeah.
fingers. But at some other point, he had to remove the gloves.
Yeah, there was a more necessary time to remove it.
And then this 84-year-old woman was such a pain in the booty wang that she caused him to forget completely, leave behind a glove at a kidnapping scene.
Yeah,
That's kind of a big mistake.
it's like a
Like as you're
really big
even
one.
if you're carrying her over your shoulder, you stop and you go, "Did I forget anything? Wait a
I've
second."
only got one mitten on. Oopsie, I gotta get that other mitten.
Wasn't there a couple of dudes? Wasn't the other dude goes, "Where's your fucking glove, dude?
Where's your
Dude, you're
mitten?
always doing this." You know? So that in itself just sounds so far-fetched.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the analogy that we used in the last episode that I just heard is that it's kind of like watching John Wick. You got to suspend your disbelief.
Totally.
To listen to the Savannah Guthrie kidnapping story now sounds completely far-fetched.
Yeah, I mean, I just wonder, like, how dumb do they think we are?
Very.
I guess a lot of
And
us
you know
are
what?
dumb.
We are. Remember
We
the girl
are.
that was trying to count out change to you?
We're
And
gonna.
she's like, it's $8.16. You go, here's a 10, but here, let me give you 16 so you can give me $2 back. And she starts counting out 99 cents, and you go, what are you doing? Um, it was 8.17, I'm afraid.
We're gonna like we're gonna do a deep dive into that whole thing in
So,
a future episode because that incident that I had
mm,
deserves like considerable time discussing.
as an anthropologist, just investigating culture, that is fascinating. For
we
someone to be that stunted.
we are moving quickly towards the actual real life era of living in idiocracy.
Yes.
We're moving at a swift pace towards
So
that.
these ham-fisted lies can actually go over.
Yeah, people actually, But well, you know what else that supports too is maybe the kidnapper really was that dumb
Maybe
that he wore mittens.
that's a good point. And leaves one behind. He could have been that retarded.
Yeah.
Maybe he's from the third world. Sounds like a third world kind of movie.
Totally.
Yeah, he's just like, well, I, I'm
My
gonna try
hands
to.
are cold and
Plus Arizona, when is it ever that cold in Arizona?
is
You
it
need padded
that's
gloves.
what I was thinking
It's not like
too.
Buffalo in the wintertime.
Yeah, why was he wearing mittens? And
It's just everything about the story reeks. So, anyways, what's the long and the short of it is
the long and the short of it is we're being lied to
we're
like
being
every
blatantly lied
day,
to.
and the news people like even have come out and admitted that they've lied
Brian
about
Williams.
several things. Like, yeah, Trump didn't actually call me, but I
I,
thought I was just, it felt like he did.
I was
He was
anchored.
so upset.
I was anchored in that timeline.
Yeah.
You guys just haven't caught up yet.
We are going to follow up with this, I think,
Well, the next
again.
episode's going to be ChatGPT, an
Uh-huh.
investigation into that, because that's opening up a can of worms.
That's a can of worms right there.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.